Cannibal Corpse. Physically, you look like a serial killer. Internally, you are the nicest fucking person anyone could ever cross paths with. Machine Gun Kelly. And yes, Machine Gun Kelly is not metal, and I included him for the sole purpose of making fun of the delusional MGK fans who think he's metal. But MGK fans are sadists, as they are truly bearing witness to a master of his craft in speedrunning, somehow fucking up the legacy of every genre he touches. Sodom. Every violence-hungry warmonger's favorite band that they are completely clueless to the fact that they are one of the most anti-war bands that you can listen to. Suicide Silence, the definition of a let's pretend a certain era doesn't exist kind of band, even when they try to serve deathcore fan service. Pantera, you feel incredible knowing that no one can talk shit about any of your favorite band's albums, and then you remember their glam metal stint. Burzum! Okay, there is no black and white here. You either worship Varg like he is the second coming of Jesus Christ himself, or you simply cannot be fucked to care about him. There is genuinely no in between. Bad Omens. You scoffed and valiantly fought back all the neckbeards and the legions of haters online that called them a Bring Me the Horizon ripoff, especially when they stopped sounding like a knockoff Bring Me the Horizon. But then they went on tour with Bring Me the Horizon, and you couldn't help but deeply sigh to yourself at the wars and battles that you had fought. Dimmu Borgir, the preeminent black metal band that non-black metal fans love and think is the peak of black metal, the salt and pepper, if you will, of the black metal diet. Linkin Park, it's time to fess up. You didn't appreciate One More Light until after Chester died, did you? And if you still don't appreciate it, you just feel incredibly guilty and bad that you don't appreciate it, and most of the time probably pretend that you appreciate it. Napalm Death. Okay, would you rather have one of the best grindcore bands of all time or one of the best death metal bands of all time? You lucky bastards get to pick one lane and fucking stay in it. All that remains. You'll be headbanging your neck off 1 second and starting a one-man mosh pit in your bedroom, whirlwinding around like a fucking helicopter, but next thing you know, you're sobbing under a table, reminiscing about losing a friend that you never had. Attila. Introducing Attila, the Limp Bizkit of metalcore. So much so that anytime fans hear the 100th diss on Franz or Attila as a band, you tell them that they're late to the party. Because believe me, no one disses on Attila more than a diehard Attila fan. Hollywood Undead. I'm sorry, but no amount of attempts to prove me wrong will convince me that you didn't get hella bullied in high school. Era. You just could not choose between the atmospheric progressive metalcore bands or the hard-hitting intense progressive metalcore bands, so you found your nice little own Goldilocks zone. Bathory. The first black metal band to you. Venom. The first black metal band to you. Merciful Fate. The first real black metal band to you. This is kind of an unpopular opinion, and I'm just gonna be honest, I fully disagree with you. Behemoth. If you're one of those black metal fans who like to defend a band not being anti-Christian and violent in the literal way, good fucking luck with this one. The Ghost Inside. You are just simply legally not allowed to criticize the percussion, which is fine since somehow it found a way to get better post-bus crash. Bring Me the Horizon. Pre-Jordan Fish. Bring Me the Horizon are so immature. They're way too childish and edgy. I hate this emo garbage. Jordan Fish era. Bring Me the Horizon are too mainstream. What is this electronic bullshit? I miss the old stuff. Post Jordan Fish. Bring Me the Horizon are going to be so basic and boring now. I miss Sempiternal already. Breaking Benjamin. Dude, did you hear that new song by Breaking Benjamin? Red Cold River? No. You're thinking of Diary of Jane. No, dude, that's absolutely psycho. Are you stupid? That's I Will Not Bow. Oh, okay, genuinely. Okay, tone it down for a second. I think we need to turn it on to Tourniquet. But then again, So Cold is better. I'm kidding. It was Angel's Fall the entire time. Sleep Token. Sleep Token, the band who somehow poured the worst and most basic influences from every basic genre into a witch's cauldron, stirred it around and wrapped it up in Louis Capaldi in a black mask. You aren't fooling anyone, and please for the love of God stop posting Vessel Thirst Trap TikToks. Avenged Sevenfold. Bro, Avenged Sevenfold fans cannot fucking win. No matter if it's metalcore, heavy metal, progressive metal, or experimental metal, someone, including your own kin most of the time, will find some way to have an issue with it. Xasthur, the favorite DSBM project from someone who has heard 5 DSBM projects max. Iron Maiden, the best parts of ear-smashing, head-bopping, leg-bouncing metal riffs, and the best drippings of early rock and blues. Congratulations. System of a Down. You don't really have to worry about anyone claiming System of a Down ever copied anyone, since they materialized their own subgenre from the 5th dimension, evidently, cranked out a handful of music-defining classic records, and then just decided to fucking dip. Fear Factory. If y'all industrial fans like this, you need to get a fucking reality check, cause the Factory evidently can't decide what subgenre it wants to sound like every other record. Dream Theater. You know, just as a little bit of a word of advice for you, dude, people wouldn't care nearly as much about your pretentiousness if your head wasn't so far up Mike Portnoy's ass that you haven't seen the light of day since When Dream and Day Unite came out. Maximum the Hormone, otherwise known as Maximum the System of Linkin Park. Ashenspire. You know, I too am a fond admirer of post-progressive black and death doom. Mudvayne. To be honest, you don't really care that Chad Gray doesn't know a single thing about how to do metal vocals properly in a way that doesn't damage his voice and doesn't sound like he's squeezing out a fat shit half the time, because he somehow makes it sound cooler than you'll ever be. Blood Incantation, the exception band for people who hate the OSDM revival scene. Slipknot. Dude, you have not lost your Call of Duty rage quite yet, and still have dents in your wall that you tried to hide with various shittily taped on posters from where you punched a hole right through it. How did that happen? Why did that happen? No one knows. Bury Tomorrow. Your neck might be busted from the headbanging, but your muscles are still bigger than your will to live, at least. Suicidal Tendencies. Every left-winger's favorite right-wing band. Static X. I hate to be the one to pop your little bubble with a needle, but you are not nearly as quirky as you think you are in every single friend group you touch, and everyone talks about you behind your back, whether you know it or not, no matter how much you think people have your back or are your ride or dies. Creed. Do you regularly pick up the barbed wire bat and get ready to go to war to defend your favorite band because you still have a persecuted complex despite everyone not even thinking Creed is that bad? It isn't 2008, they aren't Nickelback, and you are perfectly fine, I promise. Motionless in White. The creators of the cringiest and most rapey sounding metal songs of the modern era, and yet still somehow aren't as creepy as Marilyn Manson, but it's okay, now they decided to become Motionless and Breaking Benjamin. Jaluka. Every closeted Skrillex fanboy and fangirl feels so vindicated now that they're allowed to like dubstep. Under Oath. Too emo to be considered real metal, too heavy to be considered true emo. You can't win. Darkthrone. It truly is crazy to me that so much hatred and angst can be bottled up within pretty much 2 dudes that simply decided to spend their entire lives being pissed off at the world, and I respect it. 3 Days Grace. Between the middle fingers at your ceiling, the fringe haircut era, the dramatic anime AMVs, and the Halo montages, you can't listen to 1X without triggering PTSD flashbacks. Impending Doom. God still will not forgive you. Woods of Ypres. You were a druid in your past life. We get it. You're cooler than any of us will ever be. Tenacious D. Ugh, you are bulletproof. You're just bulletproof, and no one can touch your band because you were lucky enough to get Jack Black. Fuck you. Last Days of Humanity. You are quite fond of pain. You want your ears to bleed as you listen to your favorite band. Either that or you truly do love a tin can that sounds like a rusted sewer barrel. Crowbar. You eat spikes, chew iron, piss fire, and shit out bricks, and you beat the ever-living fuck out of anyone who makes fun of it. Congratulations. Deftones. You never can quite decide whether or not you want to form a wall of death or have the gnarliest sex you'll ever have in your life with a devious alt woman. Nightwish. You hold no shame in admitting that no matter your gender or sexuality, you need desperately one of their vocalists, past or present, to step on you. And yes, the correct answer will and always has been Tarja. Northlane. So, how's ascending to another plane of existence going for you? Slaughter to Prevail. You may just develop lockjaw from how hard of a perpetual stank face you're stuck in. I wrestled a bear once. So let's set the record straight for a second and just kinda air out the dirty laundry. Are you snarky at Spiritbox because you miss Courtney's OG days of brutality, or are you snarky at Spiritbox because their music is more interesting than I Wrestled a Bear Once's will ever be? Amon Amarth, the official soundtrack to your inner monologue of being the hero of your own story, even if you are sunk back in a fart-laden couch cushion on your third can of Pabst Blue Ribbon of the Night, re-watching reruns of The Office. Bell Witch. Never has a band averaged 1 riff per 10 minutes and gotten this much critical acclaim before. Sleep! The exact contradiction to the statement that I just stated for Bellwitch. I See Stars. You never outgrew crapcore, did you? At least you picked the one good electronicore band. Alice in Chains. Grunge fans may catch a lot of crap, but I promise you that no Alice in Chains fan catches crap. Trust me on this one. Veil of Maya. You think their metalcore era is better than their deathcore era. Born of Osiris. You think their deathcore era is better than their metalcore era. Attack Attack! You truly are the one annoying kid at every concert you don't belong at that will not shut the fuck up and thinks you have far more main character energy than you actually could ever pull off. Stick to being the comic relief. Mushroomhead! Slipknot for theater kids, art majors, and gender studies specialists. Korn. Porn would be easier to explain to most people than your average Korn song. Knocked Loose. I am so sorry in so many ways that the normies got a hold of you, but hey, at least you played Coachella. Five Finger Death Punch. Fun fact, your average Five Finger Death Punch concert is the textbook definition of what CNN sees in their nightmares, with your average Five Finger Death Punch fan servicing as the sleep paralysis demon thereafter. Baby Metal. You belong on an FBI watch list. Opeth. You have gotten so damn tired of attempting to categorize Opeth that anytime someone asks what type of music they play, you just say yes and nod your head with a smile on your face. Death. You are happy to know and will die happy to know that you'll forever have an eternal debate to the ends of the earth as to which Death album is the best, and the greatest part of it is there is no objectively wrong answer. Carcass. You take pride in flexing that your favorite band single-handedly started an entire subgenre, got bored of it, and decided to go master a pre-existing genre better than the bands that invented it. Testament. The thrash metal band that somehow did thrash better in many ways than the big four that no one seems to talk enough about. Disturbed. Between their signature song having a patent-pending domestic child abuse breakdown, or their other signature song being a cover of a fucking Simon and Garfunkel song that doesn't even showcase their own sound, you have no good place to help people start to get into your favorite band. Megadeth. The contrarian's favorite thrash metal band, or simply the ones who are pissed their hair isn't longer and more lustrous. You got one thing going for you though, your battle vests are cooler than any Metallica fans could ever be. Slayer. You are correct. Metallica. You know, Metallica has such a great discography. If you just take away Lulu, half of Load and Reload, the entirety of Saint Anger and wipe it away from existence, chop 72 seasons and Hardwired to Self-Destruct in half, and forget Death Magnetic's production existence. You know, just shut the fuck up and listen to your 4 classics and be happy. Anthrax. You need to just accept that you are properly rated and move on and take the L. There is no shame in it and no judgment. I'm just kidding, there is so much shame in it and I am absolutely judging you for it. Joel. No music fan will spend more time dissecting a 0.05 second clip of a riff than a Tool fan, but I'll give y'all a pass. Y'all had to wait 13 fucking years for an okay comeback. Van Halen! For anyone who says that metal has a look and that it has to be hypermasculine, I refer you to Van Halen. Trivium! You're the prime definition of consistent quality with no hiccups or bumps in the road. Typo Negative. Usually a band can either have sex appeal or good music, not both, never both, but when you have Peter Steele in your band, all logic goes straight out the window. Death Heaven. True cults don't believe that your band is black metal enough. Revenge. Normies believe your band is too black metal. Asking Alexandria. No matter how cringe people think it is, you know in your heart that Stand Up and Scream is a top 10 metalcore album. Mayhem. Oh, you don't feel judged when people talk about murder around you, you simply laugh at it. And people never know if you have murdered someone or if you just find it humorous, and that's the point, it's all part of the role. Killswitch Engage. Look, it's not that Jesse is a bad vocalist by any means, but whether it's before or after, when you have Howard Jones in an era, you are eternally going to be fucked out of your talent levels on the invisible talent scale if there ever was one. Architects. You're saddened by how listening to Peak Architects ruined every other gent and metalcore band at the time because they were just that damn good. Wage War. See the prior band. Hanabi. Motherfuckers will point at this band and say that Baby Metal is not the only Japanese metal band despite them being near identical to Baby Metal aesthetically and audibly. You are not fooling anyone and you still belong on an FBI watch list. Between the Buried and Me. Even your favorite band's worst albums are better than most progressive metal bands' best albums. As I Lay Dying. If there was ever a band high on the list of has a vocalist that looks like he can and did kill someone, it would be As I Lay Dying, so yeah, I guess. Nile, the biggest death metal legacy band that you'd be shocked to see the modern numbers of. Spoiler alert, it's not looking too hot for you Nile fans. Lorna Shore, you have an unhealthy parasocial relationship with Will Ramos. I'm sorry, but he is not your best friend. Spiritbox, they may not have been the first to do anything they do, and they will certainly not be the last to do anything they do, but they damn near perfected it while they are here. Sun, you know, most people will play devil's advocate when they don't understand a band and can see why people might enjoy it, but you feel like Atlas holding the earth itself up trying to properly explain why a Sun show is the best live concert experience that they will ever have. Wormrot, the grindcore equivalent of no matter how good you are, there will always be an Asian better than you. Twisted Sister, everyone knows your favorite band by name. They know what they look like, they know their aesthetic, they might know what they sound like, and even who is in the band, but I promise you that they could not name a single song by them if you held a gun to their family's heads. See you, Space Cowboy, hardcore punk for all the queer kids. Tala, you never outgrew your RAR XD phase, did you? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like it, share it around if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to join the review family today. If you're new here, I'd love to have you here. As always, this is fueled by your suggestions, so let me know down in the comment section below what bands you'd like to see repeated or done in future installments. But until then, you know who it is. My name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.